Hi there everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today's yoga practice is themed around yoga for the joints. So it's just a short sequence today, and some of these exercises are taken from the Pawanmuktanasana series and Hatha Yoga. Some of them are more modern adaptations of asanas, and some are just some traditional movements and postures, but all designed to help us increase mobility, flexibility, and build strength in the joints, which is really important. So we're going to go ahead and get started in any comfortable sitting position. If you want to sit up on something, as always, please do. Remember, when we sit upright in yoga, most of the time probably in life, we want to have a 90-degree angle at our hips. So if that isn't possible sitting on the ground, do feel free to use something to elevate your hips to give you that 90-degree angle. And you're either going to close the eyes or just let the gaze soften. Hands can rest anywhere at all that's comfortable. Let's just take a moment to check in. So bringing our attention to the breath first of all, letting the breath be natural. And then check in with the physical body, just acknowledging any sensations that you can feel. And then finally checking in with the mind, and not trying to make the mind peaceful or empty or clear, just letting the mind be whatever state it's in. Don't try to change it, but just pay attention, just observe, acknowledge, maybe see if you can accept whatever the mind is doing, whether it's busy, whether it's calm, doesn't matter. Just simply check in. So let's draw our attention to our sitting bones when we're ready, and see if you can just ground down, anchor down a little bit more into the earth beneath you. See if the crown of your head can then start to resist, just lightly drawing up towards the sky. Shoulders are soft. And either leaving the hands where they are or maybe bringing one hand onto the belly. Let's just let our breath begin to deepen slightly. And seeing if we can get the breath to reach the belly. So the belly begins to expand and contract as we breathe in and out. Maybe giving ourselves permission to let go of anything we're holding on to that we don't need while we're doing our practice today. So whether that is unneeded tension in the body or unneeded tension in the mind, give yourself permission to let those things go. Don't force them. If they're not going to go, that's fine. But give yourself permission. Beautiful. So let's just take one more breath here. And if you have one hand on the belly, just bring it back into your lap or knee or thigh, wherever the hands are comfortably resting. I want you to bring your left ear towards your left shoulder when you're ready, and just take a couple of breaths, letting the head hang. So this doesn't need to be a very big movement. But as we take our deep breaths here, see if you can let the right shoulder soften. And on your next inhale, slowly bring the head through center. Take the right ear towards the right shoulder. And this time, letting the head feel heavy and hang, and thinking about the left shoulder softening. And the breath continues in and out. And let's inhale on our next breath. Bring the head into center. And this time, draw your chin towards your chest, letting the head be heavy. Maybe thinking about both shoulders softening. And then inhaling to bring the head back into center. And this time, taking the head or the face somewhat upwards towards the sky. This doesn't need to be a very big movement. We're just looking for a sense of elongation through the front of the throat. We don't want to feel any tension or strain in the back of the neck. Beautiful. Inhaling. When you're ready, you bring the chin back into center. We're just going to move with the breath now. As we breathe in, I want you to turn your head or turn your chin. Chin stays parallel to the ground over the right shoulder, just as far as feels comfortable. As you breathe out, we're going to bring the head back into center. And then as we breathe in, we're going to take that same movement over to the left. So breathing in as we look over the shoulder, breathing out as we come back into center. And can we just time these movements with the breath? We're going for a few more rounds. Eyes can be closed or just a soft gaze if they're open. Inhaling as we twist the head. Exhaling as we come back to center. And seeing if we can just get to the very end of our range of movement at the same time that we're reaching the very end of our breath. So timing these movements with the breath if we can. And we're going to do one more full round. So once more to the right. And once more to the left. Just in your own time. There's no rush. You're just moving with your breath. And whenever you finish your last round, just bring the head back into center, chin parallel to the floor. Just pause here for a moment. Just check in and observe the sensations. And when you feel ready to, you're going to bring your fingertips onto your shoulders. And as you take a breath in, you're going to circle the elbows in front of the body, up towards the sky. As you breathe out, you're going to push them down and back behind you. Just like that. So a few more times. Inhaling as you circle the elbows up. Exhaling as you push them down and back. And as we do this movement and we rotate through the shoulders, think about the alignment of your spine, making sure head, shoulders, hips are all stacked on one another, and making sure that we're contracting our lower abdominal muscles. So that idea of pulling our belly button towards the top of the pubic bone enough to support our spine, making sure our lower back muscles don't need to do more than they have to. Okay, let's change direction. When you're ready, we're inhaling, the elbows push back and up. We're exhaling through the nose, elbows come down in front. And just making, again, this movement, if we can, time it with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Go for a few more rounds. The next time you bring your elbows down, keep your hands on the shoulders, but pause your movement. Again, just taking a moment to observe, just feeling the sensations. Good. And when you're ready to, we're going to lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders, or as close as we comfortably can. As you breathe in, you're going to open the arms out, palms and fingertips facing up. As you breathe out, touch the fingertips back onto the shoulders, just like that. Inhaling, opening from the elbows. Exhaling, folding the arms in. So again, check in to see that your lower abdominal muscles are engaged to support your lower back. We don't want to feel strain in the lower back here. Our core muscles are ideally doing all the work to support the structure of our spine as we sit up tall. Okay. Make sure the spine still feels lengthened. Beautiful. Okay, so the next time that you open your arms out to the side, as you breathe in, pause here. As you breathe out, stick your thumbs up in the air and then rotate from the shoulder joint, turn them down. Good. Inhale, take the thumbs back up. Exhale, rotate them down from the shoulder joint. Beautiful. Inhale, rotate up. Make sure this is coming from the shoulder joint, not from the wrists or the elbows. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Beautiful. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale. Fingertips back to the shoulders. And then gently release. Take the hands down by the side of the body. If you're sitting cross-legged, feel free to take the legs apart. Maybe give them a shake if they need it, and change the cross of the legs. If you are sitting in on a chair or on your knees, you're welcome to simply stay as you are. Or if you feel as though you need to change up the position that you're in, you can also switch out to any other our sitting position if you need a little bit of a break, okay? Just let the arms stay hanging down for a moment. Let the muscles relax. You can either close the eyes here or just soften the gaze. Take a moment to feel that lower abdominal contraction, belly button pulling towards top of the pubic bone. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to get ready to bring the hands up in front of the chest. We're going to spread the fingers wide as we can, engaging our center. As we take a breath in, make a fist with our thumbs inside our fingers. Squeeze in as tightly as you can. As you breathe out, we're going to stretch them back out to where they were. Okay. So again, timing this movement with the breath as you inhale, squeezing in. As you exhale, lengthen and extend. So what we're looking to do is just get to the very, very end of the movement of that contraction or that stretch. And time that with our breath. So see if whatever speed you're breathing at, hopefully the breath is controlled, somewhat even, doing our best. See if you can match your movement. Okay, just another few rounds slowly like this. Now we're going to keep our breath just as it is. The breath stays nice and slow and even and controlled. And without losing the quality of the movement, so that full squeeze and that full stretch, go a little bit faster. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, your abdominal muscles are engaged to support your spine, center strong. So we're still squeezing all the way in, all the way out, thumbs inside fingers. And now for this last 10 seconds or so, let's go as fast as we can. The breath doesn't change. The breath doesn't get any faster. We're still breathing in and out through the nose. Squeeze in, squeeze out, squeeze in, squeeze out. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Bring the arms down. Beautiful. Take a breath also here. Just observing the sensations. When you feel ready to, let's bring our right hand or fingertips down onto the ground beside us, and we'll just take a side stretch. So you can do this if you're sitting on the knees. You can stay on the knees, or you can switch out to a cross-legged position if you prefer. Just taking a breath or so here. Doesn't matter how deep you go into this. We just want to lengthen through that left side body. Maybe looking up past our armpit or upper arm if that feels good. Maybe looking side on, maybe looking down. Come up through center when we're ready, and we'll change sides. Just for a breath or so, stretching long through that side body. Beautiful, calming up in our own time. Let's make our way into our all fours position. And if you need extra padding under the knees, if you're on quite a hard surface, either double fold up your mat or place a blanket or towel or anything that you may have underneath the knees for a little bit of extra support. We're just coming into all fours for a moment, and we'll just take a few rounds of cat and cow at our own pace when we're ready. So just letting the spine mobilize a little bit, making sure the base knuckles of the hands are really pressing down into the floor firmly. Once you've taken a couple of rounds here, I'd like you to step your left foot forwards. It can be towards the outside edge of the mat. Hands are going to be inside, and as we take a breath in, I just want you to sink the hips as far forwards as feels good and accessible to you. The chest can open maybe slightly. And as we breathe out, we're going to walk the hands backwards, as far back as feels, again, accessible. So that might be here, it might be all the way down and back for some of us. Okay, so just doing this a few times with the breath as we inhale, slinking forwards, using the hands for support. As we breathe out, shifting the weight back, stretching through both the right hamstring and also working into this right hip joint, creating a little bit of mobilization, maybe increasing our flexibility or working on increasing our flexibility. So the next time that we slink our way forwards, we're going to meet in our lunge. So you may need to heel toe that foot in a little bit closer together. Closer into your midline. Press down through all four corners of the foot. Take your time to come up. Hands can stay on the thigh or knee if you like. And let's just build a little bit of resistance in this front hip joint. So I want you to pull your front knee and shin forwards. And again, if when you come up here, the knee starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable, double fold your mat if you have one. And place some support under that knee, okay? A little trick to know about. So we're going to pull this front shin forwards. Imagine someone has their hands behind your calf muscle and they're physically trying to pull you forwards and you're trying to resist. So as you feel that pressure pulling you forwards without letting the toes clench, now see if you can pull back from your sitting bone. Okay, so as we do this, we might start to feel a stretch through this opposite thigh, but we're trying to build a bit of strength and resistance in this front hip joint here and in the pelvis. So take another couple of breaths, breathe in, imagine someone's pulling that front knee and shin forwards, and imagine your front foot is pressing the ground away, but then pull back at the same time. So you really start to get everything surrounding that hip joint, the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons, everything working. Hands can be anywhere. Mine seem to be moving all over the place. So just place your hands. They might even go up. That might be a good place to take them, actually. Biceps in line with ears, stretching through those fingertips. We're taking one more breath here. And we're going to release that, gently coming down, just shifting through our all fours, and we're just going to switch over, bringing the opposite foot forwards, probably more towards the outside edge of the mat first of all. And as we breathe in, take the hands forward, sink the hips down just as far forwards as feels good, opening through the chest. As you breathe out, shifting back, walking the hands with use the support. And you're only going as far into this forwards, backwards movement as feels good for your hips, your hamstring, your body, your breath, your mind. And remembering even sometimes if our body is physically capable of doing something in our asana practice, we need to also pay attention to what our mind and our breath is telling us, because the mind and breath are equally, if not more, important than our asana practice. Okay? So we're not only listening to our body and what it's telling us, we're listening to our thoughts, our mood, paying attention to the breath. How is it changing? Can we still breathe? Can we still breathe fully and deeply? Okay, so the next time that we draw forwards, we're going to pause there. You may need to bring that front foot slightly more into the midline of your mat. Double fold your mat if you need to underneath that back knee. When you feel stable, bring the hands up, maybe to the thigh. Maybe the arms go straight up, but press down through all four corners of your front foot. Pull the knee and shin and calf muscle forwards, and then pull back, resist. That leg starts to work super strong. Okay, and then when you find that resistance point, breathe here for a moment. Make sure the toes don't clench on your front foot. One more breath. On your next breath out, release the legs, bring the arms down, beautiful. Take that front leg back. Let's make our way into a child's pose. Any child's pose, knees can be together or apart. Do whatever you want with the arms. Just find softness here for a moment. So take your time when you're ready to just slowly bring yourself up. And we're just going to slide the legs through one at a time, hopefully ending up towards the bottom end of the mat so we can come down onto our back. Maybe just rolling down. You can come down in any other way that feels comfortable. I always like a roll down just to try to get a little cheeky bit of core strength work in, and we're going to take a nice long stretch out of the body as we come down onto the ground. Couple of breaths here. Beautiful. Now let's hug our right knee in towards our chest. Left leg can just stay somewhat active along the ground. So maybe press all four corners of that left foot forwards if you can. And we're going to flex the right foot up towards the ceiling. And the leg doesn't have to get all the way straight, but as you breathe in, I just want you to press that right foot up towards the sky. And as you breathe out, we're just going to keep the foot flexed and active, but bend the knee maybe towards the armpit. So if your hands can reach your foot or your big toe, you're welcome to place them here. If you have a strap, you're welcome to place a strap around the ball of the foot. Breathe in, press the foot up, work towards extending the leg. It doesn't have to extend. It might not. As you breathe out, draw the knee towards the armpit. Good. 2 more times. Breathing in, extend, press the leg. Breathing out. Hugging knee into armpit. Last time, breathing in, extend. Breathing out, hug it in. Beautiful. Just give the knee and the hip a couple of circles. So squeeze the knee in and just circle the hip a couple of times in each direction. And when you're ready to release that right leg down, give it a bit of a shake if it needs it. Hug the left knee in, grabbing hold either behind the back of the thigh, maybe grabbing hold of the toe or the foot if that feels comfortable. On a breath in, flex that left foot. Make sure your right leg and foot is slightly active too, if possible. Breathe in, extend that leg just as far as it's going to go for you. As you breathe out, bend it in. Knee coming slightly out to the side of the chest towards the armpit. Okay, breathing in 3 more times. Extend the leg, which is as close as it will go. Exhale, squeeze it in. 2 more times. Breathe in. Press that left foot up to the ceiling. Think about working towards extending the leg. As you breathe out, take your time. Time this movement with the breath. Exhale as you bend the leg in. Last time. Exhale in. Beautiful. Hug the left knee into the chest and just circle the hip a couple of times in each direction. Extend the left leg down to the ground. Give it a shake. Take another long stretch out of the body. And then let your feet widen towards the bottom corners of the mat. You may need to adjust. I seem to have ended up way off my mat today. And let's just relax for a minute. Let the eyes close or the gaze soften. Palms lying face upwards. Arms a little bit away from the body. Let the feet roll out. Tell the body, or give the body permission to be completely relaxed and in stillness for this last minute. Let the breath be natural and just observe your inhale and your exhale. And when you feel ready to, let the fingers and toes gently stretch out or squeeze in. Just bringing some slow movement back into the body after that minute of stillness. You can let the knees bend in when you're ready. Just carefully bring yourself onto one side from your side. You can take a breath or 2 there if you need. Just make your way back up to sit. And again, eyes can be closed or you might just have a soft gaze. And just observing the sensations in the body as you come to sit. Observing the natural breath, observing just how we feel mentally, internally, not with expectation. So just acknowledging. We'll take one last breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you next time. So I'll see you then. Have a great day.